physics problem. Let's solve this one, number 16. And let's read it together. It says, an aircraft is flying horizontally with the speed of 56 meters per second at an altitude of 35 meters above the ground. They need to drop off a supply package to some people on the ground. At what point, how far from the target, should they drop the package so that it lands on the target? And what is the velocity vector of the package right before impact? Okay, so let's start this question off with a pause. I'm going to pause the video. You're going to pause the video. And what I want you to do, I want you to answer the following questions. Number one, sketch a picture. This is the same problem solving strategy that we try to use for all the problems. Number one, sketch the picture. And you may think you don't need to do that, but it does really help out a lot. Number two, write down everything that you know. Number three, write down what you're trying to solve for. Okay, so here's my pause button. So pause the video, answer those questions, and when you're done, press unpause, and then we'll do it. Really pause. Okay, so let's start off with a picture. Here, I'm going to use green. So here's the ground. And then here's a person down here. That's the target area. And then we have a plane. Let's see, what color should the plane be? How about orange? So here's my plane. And you could draw a box. You don't actually have to draw a plane, but some people like to draw a picture because it, is as nice as possible, because it gives, you time to kind of think about what's going on. That's what I like about that. Now, once it has some velocity v, I'll call that v0, because once it drops the package is going to have that same velocity, and it's going to go like this, right there. So this is a height h, and this is a distance x. So what are we given? We know the initial velocity vector. It's in the x direction. So let's write that as v0 was 56. 56 x hat meters per second. So let's call this the x direction and that the y. I also know the initial position, so let's call this y equals 0. So y0 for the package is going to be h, which is 35 meters. What else do I know? Well, I know that the vertical acceleration, ay, is negative g, if you want to write that down. I already told you to make the assumption there's no air resistance, so you don't need to put that down. And then what are we trying to solve for? X. Let's say x initial is 0, right? So this is going to be our origin right there. Okay, that's what we have. Next, I want you, we do need one other thing. The final vector. That's the two things we want. Okay. Oh, x final and v final. Okay, so what I want you to do is to pick your kinematic equations and set them up and solve for them. So the whole thing in one more step. I think you can do it. Remember, in projectile motion, we treat the x motion and the y motion as independent, except for having the same time. So go ahead and pause. Did you pause? Again, if you don't try to do it, you're not going to get better. If you're just watching this for entertainment, I'm entertained. So maybe you're entertained too. That's good. Okay, so we have a projectile motion problem because there's no air resistance. Once that package leaves the plane with no air resistance, the only force is the downward gravitational force. So we have a acceleration of g in the negative y direction and no acceleration in the x direction. We get the following two kinematic equations. In the x direction, we have x is x0 plus vx0 t. And there's no acceleration, so that's it. In the y direction, we have y is y0 plus vy0 t minus 1/2 g t squared. And so if I can take one of those equations and solve for the time, then I can solve for use that time in the other equation. Now over here, let's look at this equation, because if I can't find x if I know the initial x is 0. I know the initial x velocity, but I don't know the time. So I have two things in that equation I don't know, so I can't do anything. Over here, I know the final y is 0. I should have put that over there. I know the initial y velocity is 0 because this is 56x hat plus 0 y hat. So vy0 is 0. So I can use that to solve for the time. So let's take this equation and solve for time. So I have my final y is 0. My initial y was h. I'm just going to call it h for right now. That term is 0, so it goes away, minus 1/2 g t squared. So now I can take this and solve for time. So 1/2 g t squared equals h. T squared is going to be 2h over g. Right, I just multiply both sides by 2, divide both sides by g, and I get that. And then I take the square root of both sides and have t is the square root of 2h over g. I'm going to put a box around that. Box. Now I can go up here and find my final x position. So x final is x initial, which was 0, plus the initial x velocity, which I'm just going to call v0. The magnitude of my velocity was in the x direction, times t. And so now I can put in v0 square root of 2h over g. Let's go ahead and plug our numbers in. So I have 56 square root of 2 times 35 over 9.8. And let's plug it in our calculator now. So I have 56, 2, 35 times, which is 70, I knew that. 9.8 divided by, square rooted it, multiply, I get 149.7 meters. So that's how far away you should let it go so that it lands right at the person. Okay. Next, what is the final velocity vector right before it hits the ground? Remember, when we talk about projectile motion, we're talking about the instant it's released until right before it hits the ground. Right? So if you said, oh, the velocity is 0 when it hits the ground, but the question asks right before it hits the ground. Well, we know that it's going to be moving this way. V final, let's call it V. So it's going to have an x velocity and a y velocity. Okay, we're going to need this time. So let's just go up here, and instead of using this equation, because it doesn't have the final velocity in there, let's use a different one. Let's use this. Vx is Vx0 plus AXT. Vy is Vy0 minus GT. So the acceleration in the x direction is 0, so this says that the final x velocity is the initial x velocity. We already knew that, right? We know that once it falls out of the plane, the only force acting on it is in the downward direction, so there's no force pushing it sideways, there's no air resistance, so there's no acceleration, so the velocity is constant. Okay. So I already know the final x velocity. I just need to find the final y velocity. Well, I know the initial y velocity is 0, so I can find the final y velocity as negative gt. So it's going to be negative g times the square root of 2h over g. Now, if you want, you can do little tricks here, right? Because I can bring this in to the square root, and as g squared, and then I get negative the square root of 2g squared over g, 2hg. You don't have to do that, but. So now I'll calculate that, negative the square root of 2 times 35 times 9.8. So let's go ahead and get that number. So that is 35 times 9.8 times square root. And I get the final x velocity of 26.2. Now I can write down my final velocity vector. It's going to be my x velocity, which is 56 x hat, minus, there was a minus, minus 26.2 y hat, parentheses, meters per second. I need to include the units. If you don't do that, it's not right. Or you could write it like this. This is how I like to write it too. 56 negative 26.2, 0 meters per second. So that's the velocity right before it hits the ground, the end.